Oh.
You do.
How come this thing isn't working? All right, that was my bad. Here come the Padres, winners of 5 straight. Now their elimination number goes down today. Cincinnati won. Padres' elimination number is 6. Manny Machado says he's not going anywhere until the Padres are officially eliminated. I keep updating Fangraphs to see how the Padres' playoff chances have changed after this big win tonight down at Petco, and there is no update as of yet. They had a 0.2% chance, according to Fangraphs, coming in. They had a 0.1% chance to make the postseason, according to ESPN, coming in. The Padres, for the first time all year, Jim, have won 5 consecutive games. We're going to talk about it. The youth movement is on display. Manny Machado staying out there despite the fact that he's told the media today he will have elbow surgery at some point, quote unquote, soon. So John and Jim with you here on the Wrap-Up Show. Please subscribe if you are here. Please subscribe to our brand new John and Jim channel. We are literally 7 subscribers away from 1,000. That's kind of a milestone number in YouTube. So if you'd like to support the channel, we really do appreciate that. You can click the link in the description down below to subscribe to our brand new John and Jim channel. Smash the like button for us. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Thank you for the supers. We'll get to the first supers that are rolling in right now in a moment. Just click the $ below the chat box. Thank you for the super thanks if you're watching on replay. And thank you for becoming a member as well by clicking join down below. But Jim, it was kind of predictable, wasn't it? They've now won 5 consecutive games. The season basically over, but a 5th straight win for the Padres as they take game 1 from the Rockies 11-9 tonight. Is there a cricket in your house?
Yeah, there's a cricket somewhere in my house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crickets have been good luck.
Maybe. I don't know. We knew this was going to happen.
The cricket?
No, not the cricket.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah. They were going to, middle of September or end of September, go on a winning streak to give some fans, I hope the smart fans and people that realize what's happening here don't buy into this. But hey, look, we had a great run in September. We just missed the postseason by a couple games. Who knows if we didn't go 0-11 in extra innings, and by the way, if we didn't go 6-21 in one-run games, we would be in the playoffs this year. You know that excuse is coming, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it, because this is not what they're doing right now indicative of what type of team they really are. I'm sorry, it's just not. You can call me a Debbie Downer and whatever the case may be, but come on, guys. I've said it all year long. I said it in July. They're still not a serious baseball team until they get to 500. And they're 5 games under still. So why should I change anything now?
Well, okay. So we talked about this. You're spot on. I mean, you're spot on. All they're doing is masking the season. And by the way, in 10 years, they might be able to get away with it if they finish 83-79 somehow and, win 15 of their last 16 games. Go take that cricket and put it outside. Lord help us. Who the hell knows what's going on over there? No matter what they do here is just, it's just changing the way that some people in the future will look at this team. Like, oh, remember that 2023 team? They went 82-80. But yeah, they did it by going 14-2 in their final 16 games, and they never threatened for a playoff spot. That's a hypothetical. Or whatever they do here down the stretch. They had a great September, so that's why they brought back a majority of the team in 2024. That's why A.J. Preller returned, or that's why Bob Melvin returned, or whatever you want to say about 2024. The truth is, it's been a significant disappointment. Obviously, we both spent an hour today, maybe more, talking about Manny Machado and this desire to finish the season or not go into the knife until the Padres are mathematically eliminated. I mean, I'm not kidding when ESPN says they have a 0.1% chance of making the postseason, and Fangraph says they have a 0.2% chance of making the postseason. If you're going to go into the knife, Jim, and you open next season March 20th in Korea, wouldn't you want to get out in front of it if the recovery time is a half a year?
I mean, if you're like smart people would, like the only thing about September that I would take away out of this season when this thing officially ends, and it will end, it will officially end soon, guys. There's no hope here. Okay. I think Luis Campusano has really shown, yeah, he can be your starting catcher. He can be absolutely your starting catcher going into next season, and you feel good about that. I think that was one of my bold predictions at the start of the year, that by the end of the season, Luis Campusano would be your starter. Now you had to go through like a catcher that can't see, and then another catcher that got picked up off waivers and ended up breaking his hand. And then you got to him as being the starting catcher, but Campusano's been nice. Everybody else, Matthew Batten, Eggy Rosario, okay,
They've been
nice,
good.
nice little stories. But like, I mean, and maybe you look at it as like, hey, those are the depth pieces they need next year to win. And what Bob Melvin's talking about, he likes to spread it out. He doesn't like to have guys run out there every single day, 7 days a week. I don't know, but Campusano's been nice. It's been good to watch. Other than that, everything's meaningless. It's funny because I've stopped paying attention to like stats, really. And Soto's gonna have. I mean, he has got 100 RBIs now, and he has this season. John, I looked at it, is very reminiscent and almost exactly identical stats wise to his 2019 year when the Nationals won the World Series. So, like,
there's a difference, though.
I know there's a big difference. This team missed the postseason, and that team won the World Series.
Dude, he's been. If you took off April, can't do it. But remember, we killed him in April.
Yeah,
He
horrible.
hit 200 in April. He's got like a 960 OPS over the last 5 months, which would be above his career average. By the way, Bogarts has had like the greatest September in baseball history. Unfortunately, the Padres are out of it.
Great.
Tatis has been better. Machado was 0 for 4 tonight, hit a couple of balls hard. I agree with you. I feel like the youth movement is the only thing you can take away from this, because you have some guys that are up. Rosario specifically, Campusano specifically. I don't know about Batten's future, but certainly Rosario and Campusano, you could argue, have playing time for this team in 2024. I do think that's encouraging, but you got to be careful with Septembers.
Yes.
Whether it's win-loss records, whether it's individual performances specifically of young players. I know what's going to happen. And to your point, I know what people are going to say. They're going to be excited if this team can finish this thing off and get to like 82 and 80. And they're going to say, wow, the way we played in September, if we do that in April, we're going to be in good shape in 2024. And it's like, told you so. And I think that's fool's gold, to be honest.
1,000%. The September 1st this year, the book was written.
Yep.
It was done. That there was no what ifs. Like, the only what if is like, I mean, what's their final record going to be?
Yeah, definitely.
There was nothing here, and you can try to convince me otherwise, but you're not gonna. I'm sorry. This season was done after their shitty August, and you look at Soto and you look at Bogarts September, and you're thinking to yourself like, okay, you're doing in these games that really don't matter much, yet in the games that mattered most, which was August, which they needed to make a run, and you had an opportunity, and you're 1 game under 500, and you have that 3-game series or 4-game series, with the Dodgers. And that's when you need your big bats to come through, and they shit the bed in August. And then they now have a good September to make their stats look better than they really are. Like, Bogarts is going to have
like a solid season by baseball card standards.
By baseball card standards, he will have a Xander Bogarts year.
Definitely.
He might even hit. No, I don't think he will, because there's only 11 games left. But I mean, he could hit 285, right? With around at 800 OPS, he's at 279.
Yeah, with a 781. Yeah, it's possible. Yep.
And then everybody next in the offseason will be like, well, Xander had a good year. I'm like, well, did you watch him play?
Right.
Because he didn't. And same thing with Soto. Now, Soto definitely had a better season.
Definitely a better
Bogarts,
year than Bogart. Yeah.
definitely by huge leaps and bounds.
It's hard to blame Soto for this mess of a season, even though there were times it was fair. But I mean, at the end of the year, it's a nice year.
But he had a shitty August.
Yep.
And he had a shitty start of the season. Okay. And those things you can't take away. And when you get these numbers in games that don't matter, they don't carry any weight for me. They just don't. So
yeah, this is right.
Yeah,
That's
it's
exactly
unfortunate
right.
because I do feel like, unfortunately, some people are really gullible and they'll look at these numbers and these stats at the end of the year and they'll kind of teeter towards the middle. But like, I mean, you guys have to understand here that this thing was over. Okay. This thing is over. And the way that they're playing now, with no pressure on them, with no, like, there's just nothing there but playing out the schedule. And they happen to be playing some of the worst teams in baseball, way worse than them. So it's nice. And that's why August was so important. If they truly wanted to get back in it, instead they quit. I mean, they had those series against the Mariners and then the Dodgers, and I just god awful August. And then you get to September and you're not playing for anything, and then now you happen to play well, like which I called. Like the second this team gets out of it, they're going to go on some little run to make it look nice and little window dressing and try to put some lipstick on this pig. And then the season's going to end and you're going to get fans saying, well, you know, they just missed out by a couple games. And if they, little things changes here and there, then who knows? Like, give me a break.
If they didn't go 6-22 in one-run games, if they weren't 0-11 in extras. But I mean, this thing's been obviously a complete failure. I have no idea what 2024 is going to look like based on what we've seen here in 2023. Let's run through some of these supers, guys. If you're here, subscribe. If you're here, subscribe to our brand new John and Jim channel. Trying to get that to 1,000 subscribers potentially tonight. We're just 7 away entering the night. If you'd like to support the channel, click the $ below the chat box like Richard did. We really do appreciate your supers. The super thanks as well for those of you that are here on replay. Richard, who is a Dodger fan, says, fun question. San Diego does the unthinkable, gets the last wildcard spot. Epic story. Hollywood makes it a movie. What actors get casted to play John and Jim? Well, mine is Freddie Prinze Jr. Jim's is like
Chris
Dracula. What'd you say?
I said Chris Pratt.
I don't even know who that is.
Freddie Prinze Jr. What is it, like 1999?
Yeah, he's probably my age. Who should be Jim in the movie? Who should be me?
Washington.
By the way, to Richard's point, and thank you for the super, this is what the Padres need to do. I'd like to lay it out there. They would need to win their last 16 games. They've done 5 of that. All right. So they need to win each of their next 11. They then need the Cubs to not go better than 5-7. The Marlins to go no better than 6-6. That's now 6-5 because they lost today. The Reds go no better than 5-5 because they won today. And the Giants no better than 8-4. Of course, the Padres play the Giants. What I'm saying is this. Just pray. Because you need everything to go right. I mean, everything. And that's to follow up here with Enzo. Thank you for the super. What do you think if we win out and get to 84-78? Remember, this will be the longest winning streak in the history of the franchise, right? 16 consecutive games. Mm-hmm. Well, getting some help along the way and make it to the postseason. I mean, I think I could run a 550 mile, but I don't think it's happening. I mean, to get hopes up now with 11 games to play, with an elimination number of 6 and 4 teams you need to pass to get to the postseason, as someone that's watched baseball for my entire life, if this happens, it's the 1 in a million. It's the greatest finish to a regular season in baseball history if the Padres get in. Simple as that.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't even I can't even wrap my mind around any of that because I know it's not going to happen. I just do. And I do kind of feel bad for people that like think it can.
Right.
And even if this, I mean, come on, guys, like this team has sucked all year long. There's been no sense of like great moments. I mean, honestly, I can't think of like many great moments with this team this year.
What about Soto's RBI ground ball tonight?
That was great.
What about Campusano's 2-out home run? Actually, big hit, trailing 3-2,
but
3-run homer.
I'm talking about moments that like matter.
Right.
There hasn't been many. Not a lot. It's been a lot bad than good. So I'm focusing on what will be said by AJ Preller and Peter Seidler. And frankly, I don't even know if Peter Seidler is going to be maybe talking at the end of the year because
Right. Maybe that's what had something to do with the statement today.
Like I don't know. But it is interesting. Like, will he address the media? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Retod, thank you for the very generous super. Really do appreciate that. Subscribe, guys, if you're here. Thank you for the supers. Click the $sign below the chat box. Retod says this month shows how they need to be more willing to demote guys. Job security is great, but was the death of this season and shouldn't exist in professional sports. Who besides Nola feared losing their spot? That's interesting because now some of these younger guys are getting opportunities. You're like, well, hold on. Why didn't they play Azokar? Why didn't they play Rosario? Why didn't they play Campusano? That's an interesting way to look at things, that they should have done more with their roster when things got bad, and they didn't for whatever reason. I didn't think they had a lot of depth. Yeah, I mean, they didn't have a lot of depth, obviously, in their high levels of the minor leagues, but I think they're showing that they did have some level of talent there. And it's paid off a little bit here recently.
They waited so long to call up Luis Campusano. I mean, I don't understand. I just don't understand it. If I'm looking back on the season, the fact that they had Austin Nola playing as many games as he did, and also how nobody on the Padres could diagnose him with the symptoms,
3 months, yeah.
The symptoms that he had, which he couldn't literally not see a baseball.
Oh, we're talking about, but then there also Campusano missed 3 months, didn't he?
Oh, that's right. He did.
Yeah.
He did.
It wasn't a call up. He was on the active roster to start the season. He just was injured for 3 months.
But still, I mean, the fact that the lack of like understanding what's the catching position, and I mean, they got so lucky with Gary Sanchez, but it didn't. I mean, he honestly only kept them afloat, because if they didn't have him, just imagine where this team would be right now.
But it just goes to show the value of the team over the individual parts. So you are right now without Darvish, Musgrove, Sanchez, Cronenworth, Suarez. He's back, but you missed him for 10 days. Like, they're without a lot, and they were bad with them.
Yeah, and it will be an excuse that will be used. It will be an excuse that will be used at the end of the season.
Yeah, but they've been better without them. It's a tough excuse when you're like, hey, we actually, without them, we went like 20-10, and with them, we went 10 games under.
Well, it helps to play the Rockies and the Oakland A's and the Chicago White Sox. Like, it helps when you have that happen.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. It is interesting, the Seidler thing, and if you saw it today or missed it today, there's a lot to get into. We should get into Machado, obviously, but the Padres putting out a statement on behalf of Peter Seidler where he was quoted as saying, he's been going through a situation with his health. So, of course, everyone's thinking about Peter Seidler, and his health is more important than whether they win 75 games or 85 games or whatever is possible. But it does make you wonder about what's next for the Padres heading into 2024, right? I mean, how day-to-day is Peter going to be this offseason with this franchise? He's not in San Diego currently. Based on his statement from earlier today, what impact does that have on the franchise moving forward? I don't really know. But it is something to monitor, I would say, moving forward. The fact that Peter Seidler has been going through something with his health, which will prevent him from being in San Diego here to finish the year. So what impact does that have on the organization heading into the offseason is at least something to keep an eye on, I would say.
And I think now, first off, you hope he gets better, and best wishes to Peter. But I think now it's pretty much set in stone. AJ's coming back. Like, you're not making this sizable move when you have health issues. If you're the owner of this team, I just don't think that's happening. No way are you going to be able to go and do the extensive interview search that you would need to do if you're looking to replace a GM and baseball ops, president of baseball operations. Like, you're just not doing that. So the only way that I think things change, I mean, there's no way things can change right now. It's not. Peter's not firing AJ, especially in his health. He is not going out and looking for another president of baseball option and GM. He trusts AJ way too much. You have a system, albeit the system sucks, in place. So you're going to keep it. And you're going to use the excuse of, hey, we just had some bad luck this year. And if things turn around and, there's a giant cricket over there, just, yeah.
I don't think, I mean, I kind of go back to your original point from the last few weeks. I don't think he's going anywhere anyway. This may further cement that point. I mean, and he's also not going away. They're going to mask it by winning, 79, 80, 81 games. And then they'll be able to sell that as, it wasn't as bad as we all thought it was. But yeah, you're probably right. I think there's probably a level of stability. While Peter's running this team, if he is not well, then it would be hard to envision there wouldn't be some level of stability at the top of baseball operations. And even with the manager, I mean, it'll really be interesting to see. And the other thing that's going to be really interesting to see is what happens with Manny Machado if he has this surgery on his elbow. A, when? B, what impact has it had on him in 2023? We'll never know. And then, C, what does he look like in 2024? Coming off a serious injury that could keep him out 5, 6, 7 months. I mean, that's your story heading into the year. Is Manny Machado going to be ready from day one? And even if he is he going to be 100% healthy? Because this is something we dealt with Tatis heading into 2023. And that's kind of something hanging over 2024, I would think. Manny Machado having major elbow surgery that could sideline him for half a year.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm just kidding. Never mind.
Machado. Surgery.
Okay.
Elbow.
Surgery elbow. Yeah, I think, he went 0 for 4 tonight. He didn't particularly look good going 0 for 4 tonight. There was one at bat where it just was a give up at bat. I mean, swing at the first pitch, foul it off. Next pitch, strike. Next pitch, high fastball, strikeout. It just was not a good at bat by him. And I thought to myself, and it was at bat right before Campusano hit that home run. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, if you're going to give at bats like that right now, wow, what are we doing? I mean, seriously, what are we doing here? You're not helping your team. The reason why you're out there is because you say you want to help your team, but you're not helping your team. You're actually not only hurting your team this year, but you're going to hurt your team next year too. It's just a bad. I don't understand it. Okay, I think the mindset's completely off. I think you need to shut this down, but there's no one in the organization that can tell Manny what to do. So you write it out, and the math also doesn't make sense to me. When you tell me 6 to 7 months and it's October, that's into the season next year, not the start of training camp or start of spring training. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. Yeah. I mean, we were saying this how long ago?
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand, but to prove that point, it's like Bob Melvin said today, is Manny wants to play until Manny wants to play. Don't worry. I can do the show solo, to be honest. He wants to play until the team's mathematically eliminated. I get it, in that 1 in a million where you make the postseason. Well, sure, you wouldn't want to have Manny Machado having had a surgery in September if you're going to need him in October, but you got to be realistic. I mean, they've had 151 games to show who they are, and they're 5 games under 500 and 5.5 games out of a playoff spot without tiebreakers, and looking at a playoff odds right now of 0.2, 0.3%. So actually, with the update, so the update just came in on Fangraphs. They win their 5th consecutive game, and their chances to make the postseason do not go up. It remains 0.2%. You say, how? Because the Reds won today. So there's 4 teams in front of them. They'd have to pass all 4 of those teams to make the postseason. Ask yourself, is that realistic when you're 5.5 games back with 11 games to play? So Manny wants to play, he's going to play. I mean, Bob Melvin confirmed that. That's not Melvin's choice. Apparently, it's not Preller's choice. Certainly, with Seidler going through some situation right now with his health, it's not going to be Peter Seidler's choice. So Manny Machado wants to play. I think it kind of leans into this narrative that we talked about on Friday when Kevin Acee wrote that piece. It leans into the narrative that he's more of a me guy than a team guy. He would argue opposite that. He would say that by staying out there and being in the lineup every single day, he's given the Padres a chance to win. But you don't need Manny. I'm just told you, you're without Musgrove and Darvish and Cronenworth and Suarez. He's back, and whoever else, and you're winning. It's not like shutting down Manny Machado means you've tanked your last 11 games. He hasn't done anything. So It's not like if you didn't have Manny Machado for 10 days, you couldn't win. Like that, the argument that you need Machado because you're trying to make something of it until you're officially eliminated. I'm like, well, that doesn't hold water for me because he hasn't had a good year. Now I get it. In the 1 in a million, I just said this. If they made it, of course you'd be like, well, where the hell's Manny Machado? But they're not going to make it. And they're 151 games in. This is who they are, unfortunately. So let's look ourselves in the mirror and be honest and get this thing done and not put it off just to put it off.
Right. I think today, Manny kind of what he said, I'm just like,
right. It's
really?
Like, you don't really get it.
You don't get it, my guy. Like talking about how they have 12 games left to change their, like he was legitimately saying, well, you got 12 games left and we, still have a lot in front of us. We still have a champ. Like, shut up. Like, get this, like, shut it down, bro. I would have much rather have heard, hey, I'm not doing well this season. I'm not blaming this injury on it, but as of right now, I'm not helping this team out with this injury. We are playing some better baseball, but like, we know how this season is, and to make sure I am ready for the start of next year, for next year's season, because of how important next year will be, getting this surgery, and that's that. Like it, but instead he tried to like say, oh yeah, we have a shot, and we're playing really good baseball right now, and we have 12 games left, and we can really turn things around. Like he literally said, I think he said turn things around.
Yeah, there's no turning. I mean, there's 10 games left.
The car is broke on the side of the road on fire.
Right. I mean, listen, Stephen, tomorrow, Padres, you can't be more of a favorite tomorrow than they're going to be. They're going to be minus 400 or pretty close to it. I mean, Rockies at home with Snell on the mound. And Rockies have played better, by the way. But, I mean, you're going to be pushing minus 400, minus 360. I mean, they're going to be a massive favorite, but it's outside of their hands. There's 4 teams that they are chasing. Some of those teams literally play each other, by the way, down the stretch as well. So you got to win and you got to pray is what you got to do. JD's third, thank you for the super chat, guys. If you're here, subscribe. If you're here, subscribe to our brand new John and Jim channel as well. You can click the link in the description down below. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're 6 away from 1,000 on John and Jim. If you wouldn't mind subscribing, we would truly appreciate that.
Our brand new John and Jim channel. We're not leaving until we get to 1,000.
Wow.
Sorry.
No, we are. He's kidding.
I know.
But please subscribe. Seriously, if you want more Padres content, please subscribe. Click the link in the description down below. JD's third, thank you. He says, Manny runs this franchise. It's sad and tragic. I mean, listen, you read what Kevin wrote Friday. Since then, it's like ignited the Padres. They've won, 4 consecutive games. I think they're 6-1 in their last 7. I think that's right. Yeah, they are. Yeah, if you read that article, you'd be led to believe after reading it that Manny Machado has more power than almost every player in baseball currently. That was one of my impressions coming away from that article.
I didn't need that article to know that Manny had this much power in that organization.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that a long time ago. Okay. Manny controls that clubhouse. He controls everything. Okay. Who's in there, who's not in there. He controls it all. He even controls, certain coaching decisions, right? He is best buddies with the owner. Like it is Manny's franchise. Okay. He is the face, whether he likes it or not. And that clubhouse takes after Manny Machado. Unfortunately, this year he had one of his worst seasons ever in his career. And I think overall, just, this season, I'm talking about just this year, he completely failed as a leader, from the start of spring training to now. And even going into this surgery decision or this being shut down decision. Like, I didn't need this article to tell you that. Now it just kind of backs up everything that I thought and believed. But Yeah, I mean, just a overall really, really bad season for Manny, and it's not a great look. Really not the best look.
No, and 112 OPS plus now, 12% better than league average for a guy that's making 35 million or whatever he's making. It's just been a bad individual year. It's one thing if you could make up for it by being on a good team. I think people would absolutely live with it if he was having a bad season on a good team, but a bad season on a team that has not had a good year is a bit of a double whammy here
Hold on.
for the Padres. We're going to get back to the Supers in a
Yeah.
moment. Please subscribe if you're here. We'll get back to the Supers in a moment. Thank you guys for your support of the channel, and thank you to our title sponsor, Mark Nimitz. We can't do this without your support. All of our viewers here live or on replay, we can't do it without Mark. He's been with us for over 2 years now. Title sponsor of the wrap-up show. Whatever your insurance needs are, please get in contact with Mark Nimitz by clicking the link in the description down below. You get free quotes online. Mark is a lifelong Padres fan, a native San Diegan, huge supporter of this channel. I've got a homeowner's, earthquake, and life insurance policy through Mark. He can save you $750 just by switching your insurance. If you ever have a claim, he's got such good service and communication. He'll save you money. He'll save you so much time. I had a claim in 2022. He saved us so much time and money when we had that here in our home. So whatever you need, Mark's a San Diegan, big-time supporter of this channel, and he can save you money on your insurance. So auto, home, renter's life, free quotes online. Give him a call. He'll talk to you about the Padres. He'll talk to you about saving money on your insurance. And thank you, Mark, for your support of the channel.
Yep, all his information is above my head. I'm Nimitz at farmersagent.com, where you reach out to him and let him know that John and Jim from the wrap-up show sent you.
Were you saying hold on for something?
Oh, no, I just, before you get back to the super chats.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on here. My boy, Adam, I see you in the chat. You're going crazy. You think that this is a witch hunt towards Manny Machado. You think that
yes, content.
We're drinking the Kool-Aid. You think that, hey, Manny Machado's a saint. You think that nothing Manny Machado does is wrong. And
4
I get
subscribers away.
He's your favorite player. I understand that. But, I mean, look, nobody refuted that article, okay? Nobody in that clubhouse. Bob Melvin went as far to agree with it. The only people to disagree with it weren't on the team this year. And one of them actually reached out to Kevin and apologized and talked to him about it. That's Will Myers. So you guys, you can believe whatever you want. Okay. You can look at AC in this piece where he did some pretty in-depth reporting and say that it's bullshit, but then you don't understand journalism, and that's fine. I get it. Have your own opinions. It's cool. But I'm telling you, you don't understand. So take that for whatever it's worth to you. And just know that people in that clubhouse that we've talked to and people that go in that clubhouse all the time are saying how good of a reporting job Kevin did, and nobody's refuting it.
Yeah. That's the thing. Listen, not that Kevin is above like reproach, not that he's perfect, and not that it's gospel. I mean, I'm sure there's some things in the piece that are reasonable to disagree with, but the overall takeaway and sentiment from the piece, when there's no pushback, and Bob Melvin's asked about it Friday, he's like, I take responsibility for it. It's a failure of leadership. Why would he do that? That just doesn't make any sense. 3 subscribers away from 1,000.
Also, he's actually not posting every day. He's actually having the worst season of his career. So if you think posting,
what is posting? No, posting is playing, but he hasn't helped.
Yeah. So
he's posting. Unfortunately, that's not helping.
So when you say a guy posts, okay, cool.
Adam, are you Manny?
He might be.
It could be. Is this just burner?
It could be his brother-in-law.
Why are we defending Manny Machado's season? I said this today on the radio. You can be a fan of Manny Machado and be critical of his season. He's had a bad season. The team's had a bad season. What's so hard for people to understand about that? Does that not make sense, Adam? He's had a bad season. The team's had a bad season, and he's accountable for some of that performance. Not all of it. Nobody said he's accountable for everything. Nobody's saying Manny Machado's got to go. He'll never hit again. He can't win in the big leagues. He can't have a good season. Nobody said that. We're just saying he's accountable for the performance of this team and his own individual performance. Mm-hmm. And that's fair.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done with trying to get through to people, but they're going to feel what they want to feel because, Manny Machado is the greatest baseball player in their mind and he can do no wrong. So, hey, go for it. It's fine. But I'm telling you, if you're okay with 3 of the past 5 years being disasters, going through 3 different managers, possibly being on the 4th different one in 5 seasons, go ahead, be okay with that. That's fine. But
Let me get back to the
I'm
Super.
not going to be okay with that. So there you go.
All right, Zach, thank you for the super. Guys, if you're here, subscribe. If you're here, subscribe to our brand new John and Jim channel. We are 3 subscribers away from 1,000 because of you guys. Thank you. Seriously, let's celebrate together. Let's get to 1,000. Click the link in the description down below. We're talking Padres tomorrow at 3, so join us on John and Jim. Subscribe. Zach says, come on. He's obviously going to get it after Colorado if we lose. 3 days isn't a huge deal. You guys are overreacting. I don't know how obvious it is, to be honest. He says he's going to get it soon. There's no assurance that the second they're eliminated, he's literally going under the knife. Not to mention, they might not be eliminated in 2 days after this Colorado series. Blake Snell pitches tomorrow. Their elimination number is 6. This thing could be, they could be technically alive well into next week, but I don't think it's really 3 days, to be honest with you, Zach, because he could have had this done September 1st. He hasn't played in the field since the 1st of September. So I think the difference between the 1st of September and October is, could be the difference between him being ready March 20th or not when the team's in Korea.
Oh, God.
I thought you were done with Adam.
I just think it's funny. Because he fucking doesn't. You don't understand, bro. Like, you don't get it. So
by the way, he hasn't had 1 bad year. He's had 3.
So stupid.
He's had 3 down years. He's had 3. You want to name the 3 years, Adam? 2019, 2021, 2023.
It's funny because it's so sad.
It has nothing to do with 760. I mean, I'm listening to the flagship there. I said it. And they're saying the exact same thing about Kevin Acee. They're not questioning his reporting.
Yeah.
That's why would you?
If anybody out there wants to say that anybody over there is like saying Kevin's an idiot, okay. They're not.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to it. Jay, thank you for the super. He says, can you imagine if we at least won half of those extra inning games we lost? And listen, there's going to be a lot of coulda, woulda, shoulda. They've lost a lot of close games. They've lost a lot of extra inning games. This is their first win by 2 runs or less since July tonight. Is that accurate? Yeah. Their first win by 2 runs or less since July. I think that's accurate. That's stupid if it's accurate, but I think it's accurate. So they've been terrible in close games. Does that continue next year? No clue. But there's no way to really understand it. They've just been really bad in close games.
I mean, yeah. Imagine if I found a lottery ticket on the ground that was for $10 million. Believe me, I wish they played better in 1-run games. I wish they played better in extra innings. And yeah, if they did flip those numbers, like they'd be one of the best teams in baseball. But they didn't. They are where they are for a reason. What's the famous line that Bill Parcells said? Like, your record says what you are. Your record is what you are. Right now, they're a bad baseball team, and they're a bad baseball team for all of the season. The end of the year will be them having a bad year. And Adam, an 836 OPS for Manny Machado is a down year.
That's higher than his career average, but
whatever. Well, even if his career average should be higher than that. It should be. I mean, if you're getting paid $30+ million, you should have a 900 OPS. Give me a break.
2 subscribers away from 1,000 on John and Jim. Thank you, guys. This is fun, actually. We enjoy this.
No, it is, because I like I like certain people. I like to see how delusional sometimes they can be, and it's entertaining because I'm just like, I feel bad, kind of, actually. I hope they understand. I hope they get it. I hope they have some type of like guts to be upset with the product that they're consuming every day.
Dude, this is what the deal is. Listen, Padres fans are amazing. They've drawn 3.02 million fans. It's a franchise record. There's 5 games left. It's a joke. It's comical in a good way how amazing the fan base has been. I mean, this could be happening in Phoenix and there'd be like 5 people there because they don't care regardless. And the team hasn't been very good. So there'd be no one there. If this was Baltimore and there were 5 games under all year, there'd be no one there. No. Okay? Because I've seen it play out. Washington, same thing. There's a lot of examples of that. The fan base has been incredible. But you also demand something from the franchise that you have supported so steadfastly here in 2023. It's okay to ask for more. It's great to be supportive. Don't get me wrong. I would never say I'm not saying boycott the product. I think that's a terrible idea.
Terrible.
I'm not a proponent of that. I've seen it throughout the chat over the course of the year. We shouldn't go. I think that's stupid and idiotic. And I think Peter Seidler's intentions are good, even if the team hasn't won. And I think by not supporting them financially, they're not supporting you financially, would be my guess. So I'm all for it, but I'm also all for the criticism that is warranted based on this really bad year, considering the expectations.
Right. And you just keep talking at him. It's fine. I don't really care anymore. You think
He says you're delusional, Jim.
Yeah. I'm not the one sucking the teat of Manny.
I want to see how much further Adam can go before we ban him, even though we don't ban anyone, but sometimes it's fun just to ban someone.
No, it's fun it's not fun, actually. It's actually really annoying to see this type of fan.
Well, who cares? This is his opinion.
I know it is. It is his opinion, and it's fine. And I'm glad you're watching us, Adam. Congratulations.
Exactly. But if you start annoying Jim too much, we'll just block you or ban you or whatever. Sunriser, thank you. He says, so should Melvin come back? Yeah, I think considering all the issues at hand, I don't think Bob Melvin is issue number one with the Padres franchise. So, I mean, I don't really see a great reason for Bob Melvin to not come back unless he doesn't want to come back, is the way I look at it. What about you?
Yeah, I think I think Melvin should come back, but I don't know if he wants to come back. This is not Bob Melvin's overall fault. Is he to blame for this season? Yeah, he has blame for this season. Absolutely. Everybody has blame. But I don't, hearing Bob Melvin, it doesn't sound like a guy who's excited to come
Adam,
back.
This is freaking Hogs burner, right? Adam is Hogs boy.
Oh,
that explains everything.
Yeah.
This is the guy. I think he might be Hog.
Probably.
That's right. I'd forgotten about
Adam's
that.
gross.
Thank
is
you,
he?
Chat. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
this is the guy that always backs Hog and always disagrees with you.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I'm not going there. I'm not. By the way, Congratulations. We just hit 1,000 subscribers.
Let's go.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. We love you, everybody in the chat.
Even
Adam. Well, debatable. But thank you. Thank you.
That's right. I completely forgot about that. 1,000. That's amazing. Thank you,
awesome.
guys.
You guys are the best.
Did that in about a month, maybe a little longer.
Yeah.
Sunriser, thank you. Says, well, should Padres trade Manny then? No, he's got a trade clause. He's going nowhere, and he's going to be good again. And it's a conversation that isn't even worth spending 10 seconds on, because Manny Machado is very likely to finish his career here, if not play well into his 30s in San Diego.
The whole trading, it's an untradeable contract. You're not trading,
and he's got a no trade clause.
You're not trading Manny Machado.
Right.
You hope that his years in the future, you hope he has another year like last year, right? Around a 900 OPS, MVP type of season. Okay. But how many more years can you realistically expect from him as he gets older?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But I can tell you this, there's no way he's getting traded unless he legitimately demands a trade and will waive his no trade clause. And you find a team that's going to take that much money.
No, right. So not worth considering.
No,
not with 10 years and $320 million left on the deal.
Yeah. They made their bed and they have to sleep in it. And it's Manny Machado forever.
Yeah, it's going to be Manny for a long time. It will. And maybe there's some good in there. I mean, not maybe. There better be. I mean, there better be some really good years in there for the Padres in the short term, 2024, 25, and 26, hopefully. Retod, thank you. He says, I hear a lot about Manny, but we all see that Matt Williams quit before the All-Star break. Never speaks to media. Wait, what's this? Matt Williams quit before the All-Star break?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Retod, reframe this for us. I don't know. I don't know about that one. But thank you, Retod.
Hey, Padres news. I think Padres news, you're another little burner account with your buddy Adam over there.
Oh, God.
I'm the beta male when you hide behind a stupid little Padre picture and your name is Padres News and I'm the beta male.
What's a beta male?
I would love those two people, whoever they are, to come on this chat right now.
We
and I would
can bring them
invite you.
in.
I
Adam,
would.
do you want to come into the chat?
Yeah, you can tell me I'm an idiot to my face. I would love that.
Okay, actually, this could be fun. I'll do the invite. We don't have to let him in. You want me to put the invite link in the chat or not?
Do it. The only person we're
Wow.
letting in is this Adam Gross kid.
Yeah, but we'll see your name, so we'll know if
Yeah.
you actually click on it.
If you got the guts, you'll come in.
This is so dumb.
Do it.
Here's the thing. Jim's getting completely flustered over this because this is how Jim gets very animated. But I'm all for someone differing with Jim's opinion or mine. Now, when it goes too far and they're like being delusional, then that's a little too far or makes it personal.
Like, can we have like a conversation here instead of like, I mean, the first thing is like, you guys are a bunch of fucking idiots and don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
And you guys are just Kevin Acey shills. And how could you believe anything Kevin Acey says?
Right,
And
so let's
why are you putting
hop
this
on
on
in.
Manny Machado? Like we're having a conversation. And if you can't handle it, sorry.
Zach, I agree with you completely. Here in September, I've gained a lot of respect for Bob Melvin, watching the way he goes about his business, what he said Friday about Kevin Acey's work. Zach saying I've gained so much respect for Bob Melvin. I think that's I think there's a number of people who would agree with that.
I think I've always had respect for Bob Melvin.
Right.
He's not a guy that doesn't have respect around baseball, like, maybe Jace Tingler with this team and then Andy Green to an extent, but like, this team has always respected Bob. They always had, regardless of where they're at in the standings, regardless of how bad and shitty this season has been. I think the respect has always been there for Bob. And I think that Bob Melvin has had his issues this year and has had problems, but in the end, I think Bob Melvin is the right guy because I can't think of anybody else that would be better than him at this point.
It's hard to know, right? But I mean, yeah, I agree with what you're saying generally. That I don't see why he's got to go based on this year.
Right.
I really don't. And I really don't. All right, let's get to some of these supers that are rolling in. This is becoming a very lively chat on this Monday night. Padres have won 5 straight, by the way. Fangraph still gives them a 0.2% chance of making the postseason. Their elimination number is 6 with 11 to play. Sunriser, thank you again.
Thanks, man.
So even years would be good. So 2024 the year. Talking about Manny being bad in 1921-23. Appreciate your passion in running a show. Just going to root for San Diego and more so after Dean Chargers left us. Completely fair. You should be, man. You absolutely should be passionate about this team. They've invested. They're marketable. They're very popular, as they should be. Hasn't worked out perfectly in 2023, let's be honest. But everything you're saying is completely fair and legitimate. You should be head over heels for this team. Unfortunately, they haven't delivered this year. That's just the facts. But, I give them credit for the way they've marketed this team. They've become a huge story in San Diego post-NFL.
Tonight was the record breaker for fans. I don't know if you knew that, John.
I did. Yep, I did.
So, the fans this year are the MVP, as Bryce Miller wrote in his article, to show up every single day. I mean, yes, they did have a giveaway tonight, but still.
Oh, is this the Bogarts thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
But still, to pack this place night in and night out, to watch this product that's not been good, and to be there every single night, hoping and just waiting for that moment that really has never come, is a credit to everybody that has gone to Petco Park this year. I'm interested to see how it's going to look next season, but obviously if they win, then it will look the same.
Yeah.
It's the start of the year, how it's going to look after, opening day and then the first night game of the year. Like, you get into this season, if they start playing like, average baseball, like, is this going to be the same as it was this year? I mean, I don't know. So
Yeah, they might not draw like this next year. That's completely fair. Even if they have a nice year, not a perfect year, they might not draw like this. It might take them a little
Maybe.
while to win some people over. They might not renew at the same rate
Mhm.
based on a season like this, but they'll draw. This is a special year. I mean, they're going to draw.
Yeah.
With still 5 games left times 40, that's 200K. And they're going to draw 3.2 million.
You know
That's
what
a massive number.
You know what I thought of? We were talking about like the highlight video for this team. It should be just
Fans
all
walking
of
in.
the fans, like just fans in the ballpark. You should make a 3-minute highlight video of just fans, screaming for anything. Like we've gone to multiple games. How many times has it felt like the fan base was sitting there waiting to erupt?
Well, the whole, first 4 months, 5
Right.
months, basically. I mean, the highlights so far at home have been in Mexico City, for being honest. Those were 2 of the better games the Padres played this year, technically at home. All right, we're going to get back to the Supers in a moment. If you're here, subscribe. If you're here, thank you for the Supers. Click the $ below the chat box. Thank you for the super thanks. If you're on replay, thank you, Aura, for your support of this channel. ORA.organic, great company with plant-based nutritional products. All of them are plant-based. Their co-founder, Will, is a huge Padres fan, big supporter of our work, big supporter of this channel, native San Diegan, offices right here in Liberty Station. Whatever you need, they're going to get you healthier. I take their probiotic every day for digestion. An amazing product. I take it every day. I've done it for 18 months. They have pre-workout supplements, proteins for after workouts, omega-3 oils. If you take fish oils, they have omega-3 oils for you. They have sleep pills. They have what you need, probably, if you've been watching this team all year. They have immunity pills. They have something for everyone. So if you want to support the channel, support a business here in San Diego, please check out Aura. They can get you healthier. ORA.organic. Shop as you watch the wrap-up show or listen to the wrap-up show. They have so many more products as well, all plant-based, all to get you healthier. ORA.organic.
Yeah, go there right now. Pick up some supplements, www.ora.organic. And, if you want to live a healthy lifestyle, start taking some supplements, but you don't know where to start, this is the best place to go. Pick up some stuff. It's all organic, plant-based. They got protein powder. They got pre-workout powder, which is delicious. The raspberry lemonade flavor. It's so good. It gives you everything that a pre-workout you want from a pre-workout. And also, it doesn't give you that complete crash that most pre-workouts give you. So go there right now, pick up some supplements, and you'll thank us later.
Yeah, let me get back to so Retod had some sarcasm. He said LOL. He then said, I was trying to lighten up things. Sarcasm doesn't text well. I hate Matt Williams, though. Serious about that. Matt Williams, no, wasn't he going through like a cancer? Didn't he have something cancer related this season or no?
He did at the very start of the season.
Yeah. So yeah. I mean, listen, maybe you don't like him. That's okay. I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know enough about Matt Williams as a coach, to be honest with you, if I'm being 100% honest. But thank you, Retod. Let me get to this from Morris Machado. I like it. Manny's my favorite player too, LOL, but no one is beyond reproach this year, especially. Yeah, simple as that. Simple as that. I love Tatis. I was critical of Tatis last year because he,
Didn't
took
play.
PEDs.
Yeah, he got suspended.
And rode a motorcycle and lied about it. And I mean, we can be honest with each other. That doesn't mean he doesn't deserve a second chance. I think he does. I think he's made a lot of his second chance. I think he's learned from some of it. In terms of my favorite player in the Padres, it's Fernando Tatis. If your favorite player is Manny Machado, that doesn't mean you can't criticize him.
Right. It's like a healthy, it's a healthy thing. Honestly, when your best player is not doing well and you are upset with it and you criticize it, because that means you expect more out of them. If you're okay with it and you just don't care, like that's to me a bigger problem. Like you go to any other town, okay, any other big time baseball town, and if their best player is not playing well, more often than not, that player's getting criticized, and it's for good reason. Okay. Same thing with Manny. He's not above reproach. He's gonna get criticized. All right. And that's just how it is. It's how a healthy sports fandom relationship is.
Mm-hmm.
You should want more. You should expect more. And when your highest paid player is not giving you that, you should want and demand more from that player. Plain and simple.
You hate that. You might be saying to yourself, why all this Manny talk? Well, today, the elbow. Secondly, I always say it, the heavy is the head that wears the crown. He's the leader. He said it as much in Kevin's article. He makes $350 million. It's not solely a dollars to production business, but $350 million is a lot of money. and the team runs around him. So when things are good, you're going to give him credit, and when things are bad, you're going to give him blame, and that's just how sports work. It's same thing with Dak Prescott. It's same thing with Patrick Mahomes. It's just how sports work. Same thing with Steph Curry, probably. When things are good,
Well, no,
they
he's
get
always
credit.
great.
Well, yeah, according to Jimmy, he's always great. Good point.
But he is. He has 4 championships. So
other than
Manny
when
has
they had
0.
a 3-1 series lead against the Cavs and they won 80 games and couldn't close out a series. RH, thank you. He says, God bless Jimmy R. Wow. You talking about Jim? Very kind.
There's no other Jimmy R.
True. That's a good point. Thank you, RH. Tim, thank you, man. He says, opinion on Bob Melvin roster construction comment yesterday. We briefly touched on that, didn't we? Maybe it was yesterday's wrap-up show.
I think we were going to get to it today, but the Manny news broke right at 3, and it was like, kind of ruin everything there. Sorry, I'm just looking up here.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Well, I mean, apparently it's not fair to ask a player that makes $30 million a year to have a 900 OPS.
No, I'm a team Adam now. He's apologized. Why are you going after him?
No, I'm not. I'm just kind of making my point. Like, Freddie Freeman, Ronald Acuna.
Yeah, but these are like 900 OPS, pretty good.
It's great.
So you're saying he should be that?
I mean, you're paying.
He's never had a 900 OPS season, has he? And they've paid him multiple times now. Has he ever had a 900 OPS season?
I don't know.
I'm
not asking the guy to have a 1,000 OPS season every year.
The answer is 1 year. 905, 2018.
All right. Well, then is it fair to ask him for a 900 OPS season? Probably not. But at the same time, when you're getting paid $30 million and when you are expected to perform in post, I don't think it's out of the realm to ask for a guy to have a 900 OPS.
He ain't going to be having a 900 OPS.
No, he won't.
Know what I mean?
Ever again.
Probably not. In his 30s. If he wasn't doing his 20s, he's probably not doing in his 30s. You need him to be well-rounded. You need him to play in the field. He can't just be a DH. He can't be an 800 OPS DH making $30-something million. So if he's going to be an 800 OPS player, he needs to play in the field. He needs to field his position beautifully. Right. And now I don't even know what he's getting off days. He's had 3 off days in the last 8 games.
Mm-hmm. He's going to have like a 750 OPS this year.
Yeah, it's been very bad.
Yeah, that's fine. I know you didn't want to join us, Adam, so it's okay. Have a nice night, buddy.
Why are you so mad?
I'm not.
Yes, you are. Okay, so the opinion on Bob Melvin roster construction comment, I mean, it leads you down the path of is he going to be back is my first thought, Tim. I mean, he's had a couple of these comments, and you kind of wonder, is it going to be his choice? Is it going to be the organization's choice? But maybe he won't be back. I don't know. We're going to know in 11 days or 12 days, I would think, Bob Melvin's future. I doubt they wait on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be curious to see like exactly when they have this end of season discussions,
right,
and press conferences, and when they're going to make a decision on Bob Melvin.
True, I guess with the Peter situation, and you don't have to rush. I mean, you don't have to get rid of a manager October 2nd. You're not hiring someone in October. You could wait. That's weird. I don't think you typically wait. There's usually a Black Monday in baseball, isn't there? You probably 1 or 2 guys probably lose their job, or maybe more. So I think if you're getting rid of them, you probably get rid of them. Because what are you waiting for?
Well, it's what we've said. Like, you can't end this season and have an off season with no consequences, right? Even if they win the next 12 games or 11 games, there's no freaking way there aren't consequences for this season.
Yeah, I tend to agree, but I mean, I don't know. This team, makes my mind go crazy. I mean, I think I don't know, Jim. If they go 83-79, I don't think which is going to happen. By the way, I don't think they close 10-1 or 15-1 overall. But if they do, does that change anything? It shouldn't.
Nope,
it shouldn't. Nope. If they're on the outside looking in.
But unfortunately, with this team, it probably
you never know. That's the thing. That's why I'm like, I don't know. Murray, thanks, man. He says Eddie Murray is my favorite player, and he was busted for insider trading years ago. No man is a god. Period. Criticism can be a good thing. Yeah, criticism. They all deal with it. LeBron James, Steph Curry, maybe not Steph as much. They all deal with it. Mahomes probably deals with it. The guy's the greatest quarterback in modern NFL history. Tom Brady deals with it.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to deal with it. It's part of it. It's just part of the gig.
It's the job, You're the leader. Even though you try to pass off like the team has 26 leaders when it's like not how it is. You're the highest paid guy. You've been here the longest of everybody in that clubhouse, right? Right? Am I wrong? I mean, Tatis.
He's been there longest, yeah.
I would say
Tatis, but no, come on, Machado, yeah.
Yeah, he's the longest tenured Padre.
Yeah,
he's played every season. So like that's his clubhouse, and he has said it. It's his clubhouse. Like when asked about it with Kevin, he goes, yeah, it's fair to say I dominate that clubhouse. So say it, John.
Heavy's the head that wears the crown.
Yeah, there it is. It's how it is, man. And look, I know we've been talking a lot about Manny.
We've killed Soto before. We've killed Bogarts. We've killed Tatis.
Bogarts is his first year, but he's had a horrible season. I don't care about his hot September. It's meaningless stats to me. It is a very soft. It honestly is a very soft September. In my mind.
It was a soft year. I don't know if it's soft September, but it's a soft year.
Soft. And Tatis has had moments, but like overall, the impact of Tatis, his season, has not been the impact that you expect from Tatis. And Soto, while his numbers look really good, I kind of feel the same way about him. The impact of Juan Soto has not fully been there, and I don't think it matches truly his numbers overall.
That's fair. I think that's fair. I think what's fair about Soto is he's had a really good season, but to go beyond that, what is that? And call it a great season, I think that's probably not accurate. No. It's been I think it's been a good, solid, productive year where people are looking for like even a little more. Maybe not the world, but just give me more. I mean, the truth is Jim would be pretty good. I mean, he could still be like 36 homers and 108 RBIs and
would that be career highs?
929 OP. I mean, he's getting close to like, wow, it's pretty darn good. Mm-hmm. But maybe it is probably a little hollow because the team hasn't been good, and there haven't been those massive moments.
32 right now. Yeah, and I see in the chat from Nick, like, what is a good season then?
Good player and a good team, which makes it hard. I mean, of course, we've all pretended like Ha-Seong Kim is the greatest player since Babe Ruth.
He's dropped off. Well, yeah, he's lot here
exactly, and he's hurt. Yeah. But yeah, it's a fair point. I mean, when you're Juan Soto and you want to, World Series at 19, and then you trade the farm for him, a good season is a career season, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if I look at Manny's season last year,
it's a very good season.
Oops, hold on. Regular season. Okay. 150 games, 32 home runs, 102 RBIs, 298 with an 897 OPS.
Yeah, really good year.
Then, if you look at Soto's year this year,
very similar.
267, okay. 32 home runs, 100 RBIs, 909 OPS.
Yeah, very similar.
Very similar seasons, but the way we view them, because one season was an 89-win team that went to the NLCS, and the other is a team that finished under 500, is very different.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like in a vacuum on a back of a baseball card, they're good seasons. But if you dig deeper and you watch these games and you realize one was on a team that was good last year and the other is on a team that's not good, and if you flipped it, and if Manny had the season this year and the team wasn't good, you kind of say the same thing. Like, Manny's had a really good season, but the team's not good. So like, you can't view the numbers the same in my mind.
Yeah, I agree with you. I completely agree with you. And Murray makes an interesting. All players are criticized at some point in their career. Jeter probably was in the Bronx, right? Tony Gwynn was criticized for his weight, right? Tony Gwynn, guys, Mr. Padre, criticized. Enough said. I mean, it's a fair point. I mean, in San Diego, as good of a player as the Padres have ever had, a part of 2 World Series teams, 3,000 hits, right? I mean, as good as you could ask for, and it wasn't good enough. And that's fandom. That's okay. Expectations are high. People have high expectations for Manny Machado. He just hasn't lived up to them, you know? And even Juan Soto, yeah, okay, let's say it. He hasn't lived up to expectations if you combine last year with this year. Fair. Expectations are very high. Expectations are win a World Series.
Yeah, this ain't Little League, guys. This is World Series caliber World Series expectations, not a World Series, not a World Series caliber team. It's World Series expectations, and if those aren't met or even close to it, like then you got problems, and things need to be addressed.
Yeah, not making the postseason and trying to win the World Series, that's not close to winning a World Series.
Like you can't try to sugarcoat this thing. You tell me if you told me at the beginning of the year, on February 1st or whenever the start of spring training was, pitchers and catchers report on February 15th or 14th, right?
Mm-hmm.
You tell me on pitchers and catchers report day that this team will not make the postseason this year and it'd be under 500, I would tell you everybody needs to be fired.
Right.
Like it's
that's all you need to know.
You're not sugarcoating it with a good half of September. Like you're just not like, give me a break. That's not how these things work, guys.
No,
that's another reason why the trade deadline will be viewed as I think somewhat frustrating, because they looked at the series versus the Rangers where they swept them, and they used that as a jumping off point to why this team was good enough to get a chance. Now, yes, they got back to one game under 500, but like in hindsight, in retrospect, this is the greatest thing ever. They are going to lose Snell and Hader for nothing.
Correct. That's exactly right. In all likelihood, that's what happens. Guys, Underdog Fantasy, they've got a special offer for you going on right now. If you get to underdogfantasy.com and use promo code PODSWRAP, that's PADSWRAP, they're giving you a free pick'em for Thursday Night Football, Jim's Niners against the Giants. If Daniel Jones throws for more than a half yard, now I know the Niners defense is good, but he's very capable of throwing for 1 yard. I would say on Thursday night, even in San Francisco, you get the free pick'em. So they're giving you the pick'em. All you need to do is find one other pick'em. Like tomorrow with Blake Snell. What are they saying from Blake Snell tomorrow? Like 27 outs without allowing a hit, probably
higher
against the Rockies. Higher than 27 outs.
He's gonna have 20. He's gonna have 32 outs, or
right?
30 outs.
They're not even giving you Snell tomorrow because they know that it's like cheating.
Not fair. It's like yeah.
But here's what I am gonna do. These are all fantasy point related. You know what? Soto's been great. I'm going to go higher on Soto. So you get one thing right, and your $20 wager pays $60. They're giving you Daniel Jones Thursday. You get anything right to pick them, and you're winning $60 on a $20 wager by using promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP. They've got MLB drafts going on right now for the playoffs. They have NFL drafts going on right now. They have daily MLB. They have daily NFL with Thursday Night Football. So go to underdogfantasy.com. Use promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP. You'll get a 100% deposit match up to $100. Football is back. They're basically giving you a half winner with the pick'em. So use promo code PODSWRAP, PADSWRAP, and get a 100% deposit match up to $100. What a show, man.
Hey, I mean, I'm kind of disappointed that Adam didn't join us. Padres news, I see you in the chat too.
Where's Padres news? How do you see these people?
They're in the chat. Hey,
where?
Dude, if you want to troll, that's cool. But
I need to see this.
Join the show. Do it.
How do you see it?
The fucking live chat on the side of the screen.
On StreamYard or on YouTube?
On StreamYard.
You're telling me on StreamYard you see someone called Padres news?
Yeah.
Where? Maybe I'm an idiot. Is it farther up? Oh, I do. I'm an idiot.
Yeah. It's like two dual burner accounts.
I kind of like it. It adds some.
It is funny.
Some friction.
No, I'm just disappointed. I mean, we had the open invite and they didn't show up, and that's kind of all I need to know.
Padres news. Have you subscribed?
Just subscribe and like. I don't care.
Adam, have you subscribed? Oh my gosh. All right, guys. Back tomorrow 3 on John and Jim YouTube channel, San Diego Sports 760. Also on 760. Thank you guys for pushing us over 1,000 subscribers on John and Jim. Really do appreciate that. What are you laughing at? Oh, Adam says he's in group chats with me. Adam, here's the deal. Are you? On Twitter? Yeah, but I don't talk in those, do I? Which one? Okay. Anyway, let's get back to this.
Someone told me tonight on Twitter that I need to move back to LA.
You do need to move back to LA, even though you've never lived there.
I responded, I'm like, yeah, guys. I'm like, you're right. That guy's an idiot. I hate him.
One more super here. Murray, thank you. This is a good way to put a bow on it. I've enjoyed talking to you all season and contributing to the channel and the chat. You have a great channel and keep up the great work. See you next year. Murray, thank you.
Right.
And hey, listen, hopefully we see you for the next week and a half too. And then in the offseason, talking about Manny and Melvin and Preller and Seidler and everything that's got to be talked about. But thank you, Murray. Seriously. And thank you guys. Thank you. Oh, SDSU basketball. Are we? Good. I got no issue. Jim's the one that's trying to Jim's going crazy. Jim's usually pretty good with trolls. And Adam, listen, it's all good. Maybe I have you confused with someone else.
You probably
Jim's
do.
All right, here's the deal. Subscribe. Year-round Padres content. Smash the like button. Padres have won 5 straight. Follow us on Twitter. By the way, big night. Campusano, Rosario.
Greatest player ever.
Who else? Garrett Cooper. It's been great. Follow us on Twitter at John Schaefer, at Jim Russell SD. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the super thanks. If you're here on replay, please support our partners, Mark Nimitz at Farmers Insurance. Whatever your insurance need is, he's our title sponsor. Click the link in the description down below. Or if you're looking to get healthier, check him out, ora.organic, or click the link in the description down below. Underdog Fantasy is giving you a winner, by the way. Use promo code PADSWRAP, PADSWRAP, at underdogfantasy.com. You'll get a 100% deposit match up to $100. What will tomorrow bring? Join us at 3 on John and Jim. Tomorrow night on the wrap-up show for Jim, I'm John. Peace.